Tuesday here in No Man's Land. Welcome to the afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, the Captain Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's
Captain Cool. Someone lose a grenade. Never gets old. Never gets old, guys. I very much appreciate the Teen Titans Go show for coming up with that episode where Captain Cool is an imaginary friend, and that is me. He looks identical to me. The only problem is, now, the search engine optimization, whenever I look up my YouTube channel, always goes to the clips from that episode of Teen Titans Go. So it's a little messed up, but at the same time, they made a show, they made an episode about me. I mean, that's really awesome, I gotta say. But make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and on Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports, where we post polls, we post updates, we post behind the scenes, we post everything under the sun there. You can also watch us there. But if you're not one of those guys that likes live streaming video on Twitter, which not a lot of people are, you can find us on Twitch and YouTube at WZZNTV, where you can see all the behind the scenes stuff, and me and Bandi and Chad and Steve sometimes, and the Tom probably at the end of the day when he drops off some stuff for us. But if you guys want to join in on the conversations, you can call us at 256-576-4977, or you can just chat on the Twitch and the YouTube, because we'll be looking at all of that stuff throughout the show. And I know some of you guys are a little radio shy, so it's totally fine. We respect that. Not everybody wants to put their voice out there, so just comment in the chat. Nobody will have to see it except for us, and we'll talk about that stuff as well. But this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you have any roofing problems, what are you doing? Look them up online and fill out your free quote today. Remember, Fleming always shows up. You're live hanging with the chillest crew of 2 in Sports Radio in the booth, spinning the tracks, talking all the gaming he can. The one, the only, Bandi Man Bailey Lowry.
How's it going, Captain Cool, on this Tubular Tuesday?
I mean, I gotta admit, before the show started, I don't know how I felt, but right when the show was starting, I actually saw a story about a brand new football game coming to Xbox for free.
Oh.
That is going to not compete with Madden, but just be a little extra game that you can play if you wanted to play a game that you don't want to pay $50 or $60 or $70 for, because it's just another update. This game's called Maximum Football.
Maximum Football.
Maximum Football, okay? I believe there's been a few of them throughout the years, but this one's going to be on Unreal Engine 5, Bandi, and it looks actually really, really good, and it's free. So it's like, can't beat free.
Let's see, free-to-play football game, early access for PC this spring, followed by a full launch at a later date.
Oh, it's coming to Xbox in fall, so it's going to be really cool. And I've seen the graphics, okay? I saw some of the gameplay. It still doesn't look as amazing as Madden does when it comes to, you know, like actually looking like players running. Everybody's standing up straight, you know, running like that. But at the same time, fully customizable. You can make your own teams. You can play football. You can play through a dynasty. You can do all of that stuff. You can probably make your own football player and everything. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, now that they got the graphics up with Unreal Engine 5, this now looks like a viable alternative to getting said Madden every single year. And this one, I got to say, it looks pretty nice, Bandi. I'm glad that I caught that before I hopped on this, because it gave me some hope. It gave me some hope. You know, I was a little tired before this, all right?
A little bit. I mean, I'm looking at the trailer right now. It looks pretty good.
It does.
The gameplay does look solid.
It doesn't look bad, dude. I will say.
Graphics a little iffy, yeah.
Well,
but,
no.
I mean, hard to compete with AAA money, but
exactly.
You know, but at the same time, I mean, I bet they're going to be treating the tackling and all that a lot better.
Oh yeah,
there'll probably be refs. I can see a ref in the trailer. I see multiple refs.
Yes, sir. We got refs. That means it's going to be Game of the Year contender. Let's go. I'm very much excited for that. But that doesn't come out until later, and I got to stay excited for Guilty Gear Strive when it comes out, because you know I'm going to be playing that campaign whenever it does come out.
I still haven't beaten it myself.
Wow.
I haven't even gone through it.
I'm going to have to hop on it and maybe beat it before you do, because maybe it's the only thing I'll have on you when it comes to a fighting game, okay? I would lose every single time if I played a 1v1 against you right there, but it's whatever. It's one of those things. But Bandi, I got a question for you.
What's that?
What are your reading interests? What do you like to read?
My reading interests.
And what are you reading now? Are you reading anything? Are you into anything right now?
I mean, when it comes to just reading in general, I mean, manga, I'm a big fan of.
Of course.
I'm reading JoJo's Part 8 at the moment.
Spectacular.
But when it comes to, I don't know, how do I say it? Traditional reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, traditional reading.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the occasional John Grisham book, and I mean, I will admit, I do like the Harry Potter books as well. I
Yeah.
do have a soft spot for the books. And
Hey,
from a throwback way back in time, do you remember the Artemis Fowl series?
I do.
Yeah, I love those books.
Very nice. Wow. Huh.
I haven't read them in forever though, so
Yeah.
I wonder if they still hold up.
It's really been a minute since I've read a genuine book, and it stinks because I need to actually get to reading a little bit more. I mean, all we do really is read, though. I mean, during the show we have to get on and read all these articles and then hop on and talk about all the latest and coolest news throughout the sports and gaming world. So it's like we get our reading in. It's just in a different way, and I actually prefer the actual book in hand. I like feeling the pages go.
Yeah, same here.
That's why I got that manga collection. I mean, I think I've sent you pictures of it. I don't know if I have, but I know you got the Dragon Ball and all that stuff. So it's like we relate in that way. But when it comes down to it, man, I ain't reading too much nowadays. I will be honest with you. I got out of school and I was like, nah, I'm done.
You're done. See, that's how I felt with math.
Yeah.
I've not had to use math yet. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's we got phones for that.
Yeah, we got calculators.
Yeah, we can also spelling as well. We can just ask. I can ask Siri right now how to spell something like onomatopoeia or something like that, and it could probably spell it out for me, lickety split. Okay, but I'll say my favorite book that I've ever read. I love The Hunger Games, but I gotta say, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, classic, and it is spectacular. Right. Yeah, you didn't think. You didn't think you'd get a classic monster story from me, huh?
Hey, that's a good pick.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. The movie's really good, too, as well. But we got a lot of fun stuff to get into. Today, we'll have Max Schulman with UAH Basketball on with us later to talk a little bit about his season and how they're going as of right now. It's getting to the later part of the season for the basketball boys, so this is when it's getting serious, all right? And they're just still doing a pretty good job on the season. And then we're also going to have one Mr. Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops, and he'll be talking NBA with us as well. And then later on through the week, guys, look forward to it because we're going to have some different guests hopping on with us, talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl. Obviously, RJ White's going to hop on with us tomorrow. That'll be a spectacular thing. And then on Thursday, we'll get a little bit more into the real deal, the Philadelphia Eagles, and possibly talk about the Chiefs as well. But I don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll be talking with Ben Natan on Thursday from Big Green Nation, talking Philadelphia Eagles.
Nice. It'll be the first time we talk about Eagles football on here, and for good reason. Look at where they are now.
Yeah, and you know who we got on Friday.
Of course, one Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone. So that's our lineup right there. All right.
It's a great lineup for the week.
Exactly. We got two guests today. The first hour is completely open for you guys to hop in. The second hour, on the other hand, you guys don't even try it. If anything, just chat with us in the chat box, okay? And then at that last 5 minutes that we have on the show before we get on out of here, go and do some basketball later tonight. That's when you can hop in and you can give us your little bit of picks or whatever. But we got a lot of fun stuff. Later on during the Captain Cool segment of the show, we'll be hopping into some wacky bets that are already being thrown at the Super Bowl, which, by the way, there are a lot of people betting on the Super Bowl more than ever, which is wild. Because, I mean, you still look at Alabama and you're like, oh, well, we can't bet here. I mean, I could bet in Tennessee, but I'm not going for it. I'm not trying to waste my money. I'm not trying to get into a bad rabbit hole because I know once I get down that hole, I'm gonna lose all my money.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a gambler. All right. The only thing I gamble on is this chicken from this mall Chinese place gonna be good for today, and will it have me sitting nice at the end of it? That's my biggest gamble. I think I do.
Yeah, taking a risk for tonight.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, we'll be covering the Buckhorn May Jemison game live tonight.
Oh yeah, should be a good one. I guess we'll just tell them about all that. You guys,
why not?
Make sure you have our app, all right, and our sister station 97.7 ESPN The Zone, so you don't miss out on any of the fun stuff over there. Buckhorn is going up against May Jemison in the first round of the area tournament, so they should have a good outing in that one. You gotta know, okay, this Buckhorn team's 7-0 in their area. All right, they have pretty much destroyed. They've been dominant in that area throughout the entire season. The last time they played May Jemison, it was a little closer, but now we're in an actual tournament play. I don't think Buckhorn's gonna hold back. I think it's going to be a wonderful game for me and you, Bandi. And you know what? It starts at 6, so we get to go a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I mean, Coach Harding no doubt has a game plan for this Buckhorn squad. I mean, and from the gate, I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of quick passes around the outside, looking to get people open.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked if we see a very quick three from either Caleb Holt or Jeremiah Wilson, just to absolutely, just jumpstart this Bucks team.
Oh, yeah.
Into a pretty convincing win tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I see it going straight up into what they did last week whenever we went and did their game, and they went. First off, they flew through the team. Who are they playing again? Scottsboro. Okay, yeah, Scottsboro. A team that honestly did rival them pretty well early on in the season. It was 61-60, okay? And this Scottsboro team looking to be a little bit more competitive, me and Bandi thought at least, and Buckhorn went and scored 21 in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, it was like they had I mean, they do have good players on their squad. I mean, they had a couple of open three-point shots. And there was one guy on the team who was listed at 6'6", who was really trying to battle hard on the rebounds, but he was just getting absolutely crowded by T-Rob, Fred Derrick, just Jeremiah Wilson. Pretty much every single Buckhorn person that was above 6 foot was crashing the boards on every single play, and one person can't deal with 3 other people trying to rebound over you.
I mean, even when you get Fred Derrick coming in there, the little dude, he's the shortest guy on the team, but this kid knows how to ball. He's a starter for a reason. This kid comes in and he's snagging balls as well, and he's going down, shooting the threes, going with the layups, which we saw a lot of magic out of a lot of those players the last Thursday we were there. But now, stuff's getting serious, guys, okay? I'm looking very much forward to it, Bandi, and we're getting close to the end of the season, so we got to just take advantage of every second we get calling those games, because I personally have a lot of fun. I know you have a lot of fun, and it's good. It's good stuff.
Great stuff.
Good stuff. So make sure you guys have the 97.7 ESPN, the Zone app on Apple and Android devices. But don't forget to also have our app, the Blitz Sports Radio app, on those same stores, so you can catch me and the Bandi Man every single day during the week from 2 to 4, as well as the Recruiting Blitz with Drew D. Armin, a.k.a.
D-Square.
Exactly. And he does a great job of that. He's the guru. But let's get into some of the fun stuff, because today is February 7th, 2023. And here's what you need to know in the Blitz today. Former Browns defensive coordinator Joe Woods is on his way to Louisiana to help the Saints going into next season. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes, okay? The Browns, it didn't work out for the Browns. Maybe it'll work out for the Saints. I know they got Alontae Taylor over there. So it'll be nice to see my boy Alontae Taylor being coached up by a former Browns defensive coordinator, but I hope it works out a little bit better for him, or he'll be finding a new job moving forward. But yeah, and in the same boat, Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins and linebacker coach of the Steelers in last season, is heading to the Vikings to help out one of the worst defenses in the league. One of the worst.
It needed help.
It needs the help. I mean, you see this team, spectacular offense. They're able to do what they were able to do against a lot of teams. You see what they did to the Colts. That's good stuff right there. Yeah. But at the same time, you see what the Colts did to the Vikings in that first quarter or the first half, and yeah, that's what the Vikings got most of the season. Okay.
Yeah, because the offense is there. You have a good core right now.
Yeah.
So far, and just work off of Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But my God, that defense needed work.
It does, and it's sad to say, because you look at that team and we're looking at them like they're sleepers, okay? You look at them like, oh, well, this team looks good on paper, but then they get into the playoffs and they're not going to be able to beat those good teams, okay? It's not even that. It's that their defense is not able to stop these good teams, all right? Because there's a lot of high-powered offenses out there, the Vikings being one of them. But if you have a lopsided team, it's going to go the wrong way very fast, and that's not what any team wants in the league. But both coaches will have a lot of pressure riding on them, because there was a lot of news about both of them in the last few years. But on top of these moves, former interim head coach for the Panthers, Steve Wilks, is heading out west to be defensive coordinator for the 49ers in wake of the DeMarco Ryans leave to be head coach for the Texans, which a lot of new coaches coming in, a lot of new coaches going out, all right? The defenses are going to look extremely different next year for a large majority of these teams in the NFL. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. That's just going to be great. And then moving on, the LIV tournament or tour rears up to start its second season later this month in Mexico. But
oh, really?
yeah, but it's also pretty important to note that the tour itself is pretty much out of money.
Yeah. So how'd that work out?
Well, what's going on with this?
That's making pretty much no revenue.
They're throwing like $700 million at these guys, and you see why they don't have the money. Okay, last year they made no money. Okay, and there's a lot going down leading up to this brand new season, the second season of the LIV tour, and they're already out of money. Okay. I mean, these are the people that are rivaling the PGA Tour, which the PGA Tour's got that money, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're not stupid with it. They don't just throw billions of dollars at these guys. They don't say, hey, Tiger Woods, don't go to the LIV Tour. We'll give you $700 million. Kind of like how the LIV tried to lure him to their tour and give him that much money.
Yeah.
You can't just do that. That is ridiculous. You almost made this man a $2 billionaire. Because he already got $1 billion in his bank.
I mean, I'm right. I mean, it's kind of crazy what limited merchandising and giving every one of your players just like ludicrous amounts of money is going to do to your franchise.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's what happens when you got the oil.
On Monday, the PGA Tour's attorneys requested a conference hearing with the U.S. District Court Judge Beth Lubson Freeman to discuss whether discovery deadlines and the January 2024 trial date should be pushed back because of the Public Investment Fund and Al Ramayan. There's a lot of stuff that's thrown in here that I have no idea what's going on, but it's totally fine. But they have allegedly failed to comply with discovery and depositions. Freeman has scheduled a February 24th case management. And I gotta admit, there's a lot of stuff going down at the moment, all right? And it wouldn't be too far off to say that the LIV Tour is in a pretty sketchy place as of right now. They have been, but this is sketchy even for Saudi Arabia terms.
Because look, they've got the TV deal with the CW, so a lot of their U.S. events are going to be broadcasted on the CW.
Yeah.
For all to watch. But it's going to be a revenue-based thing. I mean, they don't get a rights fee for doing this.
No.
So, I mean, they're still going to have to pay production costs to even put it on top of not even getting rights fees. So, I mean, I don't see them really making a profit in all this, on top of paying their players that stupid amount of contract money.
Ridiculous.
On top of tournament prize pools.
Yeah.
I mean, I just see just a lot of money being thrown just into the air for anyone to grab and just see what happens.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it really is that Saudi Arabia money that they're throwing because, I mean, they got the money, okay? They're just like, if we're out of money, let's just dig more oil. Let's just get more oil out.
I just feel like they don't know what to do with it. Like, they're just throwing a lot of money at this LIV golf thing.
Let's make a golf.
Yeah, but they don't know what to do with it.
Exactly. Let's make a golf tour. That's what they said. We got all this money. Let's make a golf tour, try to get everybody over. That is basically what went down in Saudi Arabia.
And as a golf fan, I'm torn on it.
Everybody's torn on it. I'm not even going to say a lot of people.
Yeah.
Everybody's torn on it.
I don't even know how to feel about those LIV players being in the Masters.
It's sad. It's sad to think about because it's like these guys left the PGA Tour. If the LIV folds in the next 2 years, it is going to be extremely awkward when these guys try and ask to get back in full time.
Like Tiger and Rory McIlroy are going to be standing at the gates of the PGA Tour with the biggest "I told you so" look on their faces.
They're going to be wagging their fingers.
Yep.
Wagging them fingers.
Like, what did I tell you? What did we tell you?
And
we
then
knew this would happen.
Yeah. Oof. But either way, the details are extremely in-depth. Way out of my understanding, I will say. And that they're also ongoing, so we'll be bringing you guys more information as we learn more about that whole subject.
Indeed.
And then we got a rare moment from Bill Belichick on Monday as he commented on his former QB Tom Brady and his career in the NFL. Belichick showed a little more of a soft side on the Let's Go podcast hosted by Larry Fitzgerald, Jim Gray, and and also Tom Brady himself. Here's a little snippet of it, okay? I gotta hook it up. I forgot I had this ready for you guys, but I've never heard Bill Belichick sound like this before. But man, man sounds like he's actually a pretty good guy. I thought he was just coaching that heart, you know. He just didn't have a soft spot to him, but here's what he had to say.
Coach Bill Belichick, thanks so much for joining us. You and Tom went to 9 Super Bowls together. You celebrated 6 wins, 249 victories. Can you believe his career is over?
Well, Tom's had just a tremendous career. It was funny, I was out at the East-West game last weekend, and of course, Tom's picture's up there everywhere as a player in the game, and along with a lot of other Hall of Famers. I think they had like 70 Hall of Famers played in that game or something like that. But anyway, that's kind of where it all started. Michigan, the Orange Bowl, the East-West game, and just the greatest player, the greatest career, the great person. It's such an opportunity and an honor for me to coach Tom, and I guess it's got in at some point. But it's the greatest one ever. So, congratulations, Tom.
Oh my gosh! It hits. You hear it in his voice too. He's like, "Dang, this guy that literally was with me the entire way, winning these Super Bowls.
Yeah, dang,
he's done.
I really outlasted Tom Brady."
Yeah, it's insane to think. I mean, he's outlasted him by a few years, I will say, but. It is sad, okay? Like I've talked about it before, Tom Brady, he's the guy that he is. He's the GOAT, all right? And I used to not like him, but throughout years, you just got to kind of accept that this guy is a great player, and he has won 7 Super Bowls, 6 with Bill Belichick, and you can't deny that he is spectacular at the game. So, again, respect to Bill Belichick for showing his true feelings on a podcast, the Let's Go podcast on SiriusXM, so you guys can listen to that wherever you find podcasts as well. But for now, we're going to hop into a break, because when we do come back, we're going to hit on the cool segment as well as the play-by-play, because it'll have to be kind of squished together.
Merge them into one.
That's always the best. We'll start with a cool story, and then we'll go into a Bandi story.
All right.
And then a cool story, and then a Bandi story, and then we'll finish off the hour.
I like it.
You like that? All right.
Let's do it.
You guys don't go anywhere, because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
The new Cheeseburger Bobby's on Carl T. Jones Drive in South Huntsville is focused on serving great food prepared with the absolute freshest ingredients, featuring classic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with lots of specialty options, chicken and hot dogs, even turkey burgers and veggie burgers, along with fresh cut fries, onion rings, or coleslaw. Always fresh, never frozen, except for the frozen custard. See all the delicious options at Cheeseburger Bobby's for yourself. Check out the menu and more at cheeseburgerbobbies.com. The new Cheeseburger Bobby's on Carl T. Jones Drive in South Huntsville is focused on serving great food prepared with the absolute freshest ingredients, featuring classic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with lots of specialty options, chicken and hot dogs, even turkey burgers and veggie burgers, along with fresh cut fries, onion rings, or coleslaw. Always fresh, never frozen, except for the frozen custard. This week, our zone deal is $50 worth of Cheeseburger Bobby's for half price, just $25. Get yours Friday at 97.7 ESPN.com.
The Stretch Zone, with 2 locations in the Tennessee Valley, will get you ready for whatever spring activities you have planned, from golf to tennis or just to increase your general activity. The Stretch Zone can get you limbered up to feel your best. Plus, you'll be taught the best stretches that you can do on your own in between visits to one of our 2 locations in Hampton Cove in Huntsville or on Balch Road in Madison. Visit StretchZone.com for more information. That's StretchZone.com, and be the best of you. Learn more at StretchZone.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seed, managing partner of University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Crimson Tide football. Stop into University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com for all our great offers. And get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today. Because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide!
Look out in the street there. You know what you don't see? My car, because I had to sell it to pay the lawyer I hired when I got busted for drunk driving. You know what else you don't see? My girlfriend, who decided that a guy with no car and no license and no money was no fun. And hey, you know what else you don't see? You don't see me leaving for work in the morning, because I missed so much time with court and everything that I got fired.
Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The Blitz has been called.
Bandi, I gotta ask you a question, Bandi. This is what I'm gonna ask you, okay? So if you had to contemplate your future, okay, would you spend 4 days and 4 nights in complete darkness?
If I had to contemplate my whole future,
To really just put your mind to that one thought, okay? To contemplate your future. If you were going to change your career life path or just do something drastic, okay?
so pretty much you're telling me would I go into an isolation tank?
Exactly, yes.
I mean, honestly, I've thought about it.
You have?
I've thought about going into an isolation tank before, like even for like an hour,
Oh.
and just see what it's like.
Well.
I've heard like you walk out of that thing like a different person.
Well, you know who's doing it?
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is doing it.
He's doing something like that. He's going to be secluded in complete darkness for 4 days and 4 nights.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
He needs to contemplate his future. He needs to come down to that final decision. Plus, I mean, could you really, expect anything less from Aaron Rodgers now? He's turned into a extreme hippie in this league, okay?
Yeah.
Drinks tea.
More or less.
Drinks tea, goes into complete darkness for a few days, half a week. I'm just thinking, I'm like, this guy's 39 years old. He should be out of this phase at this point. But you know what? He's just hitting that phase. I can't wait to see what happens with this. If he comes out of that complete darkness and says, hey, I got 3 more years of football, let's do it. I'm going to be so excited. If he comes out and he says, hey, I'm moving to Alaska, I wouldn't doubt it. But still, that's insane. Either way, welcome back, everybody, to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm Captain Cool alongside the Painting Man, Bailey Lowry.
Yep.
And we're going to have a little squished up segment. It's going to be the Cool segment. It's going to be the E-play-by-play. Cool segment, E-play-by-play. As many stories as we can get in the time that we can get it in, okay? Make sure you guys know that this first hour is completely open, so 256-576-4977 is the number to get in. I said it fast because if you did get it, then you can hop in and waste some time with us. But if not, then you know what? Don't do it. Don't waste the time. And this hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you have any roofing problems, look them up online, fill out your free quote today, and then get it done. Because once you say, let's do it, Fleming will show up and they'll get your stuff done, and you'll be sitting nice under that beautiful Fleming roof because they make you show up as well. Bandi, hit the cool music.
It's getting hot in here.
Hot. So hot in here. Let me get my glasses on. Spicy meatball. It feels like a Friday.
So it's time to
does
cool
kinda
down
feel like a Friday.
with Captain Cool.
You know what cool is?
What?
You're looking at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta combine them.
Of course.
Time to catch up on esports with
Oh, this is cursed.
with the Bandi Man.
All right. I feel like at that point we gotta just like we gotta tone down the cool music because those different sounds do not mix well.
They do not.
They do not mix
We
well.
try to combine them to make it interesting, but it doesn't work.
But isn't that exactly how sports and gaming should be? I mean, they shouldn't relate at all right? That's why Madden's so bad. But either way, guys, we got some ridiculous and nearly impossible bets on the line for this upcoming Super Bowl game. I gotta say, some of these are impossible. I don't think they're gonna happen. But some of them are pretty funny, and I would love to see happy, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But this is going to be some big money on the line, And it would potentially be history if some of these were to come true. So one of those bets is a punt/kick return for a touchdown.
Okay.
Pretty good odds, except the man bet $35,000.
Why? Well, how much would he get if he wins?
2,500.
2,500?
Yeah, just get a little extra.
Wait, hold on. Is it plus 2,500?
Yeah, plus 2,500.
Plus 2,500. Hold on. 35,000. Okay, 2,500. That'd be. Let's see. Divided by 100.
All it says is it's a potential $2,500 win. So it would just give him $2,500.
I mean, if the odds are 2,500, like 2,500,
they're 1,400.
it's effectively. Oh, it's 1,400.
1,400, but he potentially 2,500. I don't know what the heck all this stuff
I'm
is.
trying to figure it out. But I feel like he win more than $2,500.
I would say so.
Or 25,000.
All he's getting is a little extra.
He bet 3,500.
Yes, or 35,000. Sorry.
35,000.
So that's what it makes it confusing. Okay.
So he could potentially pay out and get like 37,000.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one right there. But I don't know. I was gonna say talk about high risk, low reward. But I don't know if that's the case with this because I don't know if the betting goes a little deeper. Okay. But it seems like it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a typo wrong on the article that I was going through, but I'm gonna say that's I would not bet 35,000 just so I could get a little extra on top of that.
Right.
But either way, we also get to see a little bit more. Some guys putting down $8, okay, for the Eagles to score only 4 points. The top offense in the league only scoring 4 points. That means their defense is the one scoring the points.
What are the odds of that? What does it say?
So the odds are 10,000 to 1.
And he bet $8.
And he bet $8.
I mean, that's not bad. That's
Meaning,
that's low risk, high reward right
yeah,
there.
Exactly. Yeah. He's gonna make 18,000 or 80,000. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I drop $5 on the Jazz every year to win the NBA Finals, just in case it happens.
What happens? What happens if it happens? How much do you get?
Well, it's kind of the odds have kind of actually been kind of slowly been getting back into our favor, but heading into this season, it actually went back to like the plus 4,000 range.
You still put 5 on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
literally
good.
$5, I could win $20,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's a new car. It's a new Ford Maverick.
Yeah. If it doesn't happen, I'm out $5. If it does happen, I get $20K and my team wins a championship.
Exactly.
There you go.
That sounds like an amazing, dude. That's an amazing. That's an idea. That's an idea right there. I got to do that with the Browns. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Bandi, thank you for throwing that into my odds. And now I'm gonna be a betting man. This is gonna throw me down the rabbit hole. Thanks. But either way, that would be a pretty good payoff right there. But something that's a little bit more realistic, okay, but hasn't happened in the history of the Super Bowl. All right, a kicker or punter to win MVP.
To win MVP?
To win MVP. This is risky, but I mean he couldn't have bet too much, right? He couldn't have just bet like a little bit of money.
How much did he bet?
He only bet $500. $500 though, Bandi.
Okay.
There's only been one special teams player that has ever won the MVP.
Can I guess who it is?
Oh, I don't think you're gonna guess it.
Is it Pat McAfee?
What? It's not a kicker. It's not a kicker.
I thought he said special teams guy.
It is a special teams guy.
So I was immediately thinking kicker.
Yeah, okay.
Is it a long snapper?
No.
Crap, I got no idea then. It's probably just like a kick receiver, right?
It is from Super Bowl 20.
Oh, I got no clue.
Yeah, no,
then.
it's a long time ago. But it was a long time ago. It was the refrigerator.
Oh, okay, yeah, the fridge.
William Perry. That was a long, long time ago. But yeah, that's not what the case is now because we're talking about like a kicker now.
What are the odds of that going? How much did he bet 5,000 on? What
he bet 500 on it. Okay.
Oh, 500. Yeah. What kind of odds?
Just 500. Okay. And we go down. Let me get it for you perfectly because I had it in a different thing. I'm still looking for it, Bandi. You make some conversation. Okay. 200 to 1. Okay. 200 to 1.
He won $100,000.
I mean, pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I mean, pretty good. I mean, if you're just a dude throwing out a few monies, you can do that. You got the money to do it.
If that's like my $5, do you go for it?
But there ain't no Justin Tucker in this.
No, there's not.
Okay.
There's no Pat McAfee in this either.
No Pat McAfee. So I don't know if you're gonna win anything. All right. No, it was Desmond Howard. Sorry.
Desmond Howard?
It was Desmond Howard who won it, and he was a receiver. I was thinking back to a different thing. Okay. That was back in Super Bowl 31.
Okay.
My bad. It was a little bit later on. Okay.
So you're telling me not a single kicker or punter has won the MVP?
No.
Ooh.
Why would they?
I mean, you never know. I mean, what if you put like a really good punt like right on the 1 yard line to kind of cinch the game away for your team when you're up by 3?
I mean, if
Like,
you do that 3 times, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they got to go all the way down the field now. Like you're up by 3, you got 2 minutes left. You put that that dagger punt right there.
If
at
everybody in the
1 yard
game,
line,
that's
MVP worthy.
If nobody in the game was doing anything, if the game was 14-14, nobody did anything spectacular, and a punter did that, maybe it would happen. If a kicker kicked it and it perfectly
the walk-off punt.
I don't know. If he kicked an onside kick or something like that. But even you look back at the Saints versus the Colts, no kicker won the freaking MVP. It's Drew Brees. But the whole Bears, the refrigerator thing, that was the first bet.
Okay.
In the Super Bowl, back in Super Bowl 20. That's why I got it mixed up. I had those in my head. I was like, that man wasn't special teams. Maybe he was special teams in some formation, but either way. But, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made, but a lot of pipe dreams as well. So, I mean, if you're throwing your money at it, be a little bit smart with it, but be responsible. But still, okay, have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe make some money, because this Super Bowl is going to be great. I would bet on Chris Stapleton. Yeah, that's his name, doing the...
Chris Stapleton?
Yeah, he's doing the national anthem. I bet on him going over.
Yeah, that's going to sound great, though.
It will sound beautiful.
It's going to sound good.
I'm going to be tearing up. A few years ago, who was it? Some woman, I think it was named...
Fergie?
Hope? No, it was like somebody did the national anthem. I was like, I'm a big fan of this woman.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot exactly what her name was.
They've been killing it with the national anthem in the last couple of years.
They've been doing a pretty good job. I mean, they're getting home run hits. People I don't even know half the time, but either way. Bandi.
We got Rihanna for halftime, too.
Rihanna.
Okay, not bad.
Rihanna.
I wonder who the guests are.
Oh, we'll find out, Bandi.
Yeah.
Bandi?
We'll find out.
You're up.
Overwatch season 3 drops today.
Already?
Sheesh. And guess what? This actually is probably going to get me back into the game because they're making a lot of good changes heading into this season.
Okay.
Like competitive, guess what? It's no longer tied to either 7 wins or 20 losses where you rank up.
Good.
It has now been reduced to 5 wins and 15 losses or ties. But on the plus side, you can also now track your competitive progress in real time through like your profile.
Sweet.
So you can actually get a gauge on it while you're playing.
Is that in the placement matches as well or no?
I believe it might be.
Oh, that would be better than what they were doing in the first game.
Exactly. And now with the tank roll passive, they're also changing it. In that, let's say you're playing a game without a roll queue, where there's they can only be one tank. You're playing a game mode where there can be multiple tanks.
Yeah.
I was a little too strong. I was a little too buff. So if you're playing in a game mode where your roll queue isn't locked and you're playing a tank, their health pool has been reduced. Thank goodness. Kind of back to how they were in Overwatch 1.
Huh.
I mean, Diva got reduced from 350 to 200, Doomfist from 450 to 300, Junker Queen from 425 to 300, because she actually got buffed in this patch too. She got a health increase, just in base. And this might actually be the nail in the coffin for Orisa. Because
finally,
Doomfist is still good. Roadhog got nerfed to the ground. Ramatra got nerfed, but is still going to be stronger. Orisa just got nerfed. And Reinhardt just got buffed. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a spot for her in the meta anymore. I think this is it. Because her damage fall off has been reduced by 10 meters, like on her primary fire. So she's not going to be doing near as much damage as she was before without being insanely close to you.
Sweet.
As well as already past nerfs, like to her Fortify and to her other kits as well in the previous patch. This is just, I don't think Orisa's going to be viable anymore.
That's good. I mean, I've been waiting for that to happen because she was insanely difficult to kill in the earlier half of the game. But now it looks like she's getting nerfed to hell.
Yeah, Ramatra, his ult got nerfed too. So now instead of lasting indefinitely, it only lasts up to 20 seconds.
That was whack.
Now, damaging heroes is going to delay that timer. Like, it lasts up to 20 seconds, starting with 3. but now it's on just like a set timer,
Mhm.
and its cost has been increased by 12%. Thank you. That was like one of the main changes I wanted to this hero when I was talking about him previously, and that he got old way too fast.
Yeah.
Like he was popping this thing, and both Ramachas were just absolutely going at it.
Bless you, Bandy. He sneezed, guys. He's okay, all right?
I felt that coming as I was talking about the changes. But thank goodness, because having two Ramachas just being in front of each other in permanent ult was just not very healthy for the game.
Didn't sound like it. Didn't sound like I was after I got off the game when Ramacha was added, and that whole permanent alt thing, since like people had to be in their area, I was like, what the heck is this game going to?
I'm just going to go through some of the major changes, but Reinhardt getting buffed is always good for the game.
Good.
Overwatch is always in a good spot when Reinhardt is good.
Exactly.
Because no one can get mad at Reinhardt.
No, he's cute.
Yeah, his knockback. Now, his rocket hammer knockback, like just kind of like the swing on his melee,
Yeah.
has been reduced from 10 to 6, so he's actually going to be able to stick onto you a lot more because you're not getting knocked away near as much. His charge cooldown has been reduced by 1 second, so from 8 to 7. It's going to be up more often. His fire strike damage has been increased from 90 to 100. So 100 HP heroes, he has 2 stocks of this now. He can just whoop. He can actually double hit you now. As well as Baptiste window fire strike is now viable again.
Nice.
It's now back up. And Earth Shatter, his ult did get nerfed a little bit. But direct hit damage has been reduced from 250 to 170, which is a lot. But on the swing, the knockdown duration in which you're knocked on the ground and you can't do anything, that's been increased from 2.5 to 2.75. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that 0.25 seconds matters, especially in a very fast game like Overwatch. But his ultimate cost also did get increased by 7%, so it's a little bit of buffs and nerfs, but overall I think this puts Reinhardt in a very good spot.
Very nice.
Especially with Roadhog getting nerfed. I mean, they did buff his ultimate in this patch, going from 6 to 8 seconds for whole duration, but as well as increasing the cost, which is really what they did across the board for all of the tanks. Increasing ultimate cost. I mean, just another couple notable ones. I mean, Wrecking Ball got buffed, like the little hamster ball guy. Zarya got nerfed again. Cassidy got buffed. Good old McCree.
Oh yeah, Cassidy. Yeah, I
Good old
forgot.
McCree. His primary fire fall-off range has been increased from 20 to 25 meters, so he's going to be doing more damage from a lot further away now.
Heck yeah. I wonder how that puts him as his, like, you know, comparing him to his old self back in the last game to now. I want to know how much he's gotten changed in nerfs and buffs, because I used to play as him every once in a while. I mean, I played as all the characters, trying to get all the achievements, you know, trying to get all those special, you know, like the 4 kills in an ult, you know. And I was playing as McCree, and I had a lot of fun. Him and Hanzo, both very difficult heroes to be like good at. But when you are, well, at least on controller. Bandy, I don't know how about you. You probably one-shotting people with your nice little flicks that you got going on PC. Yeah, he's shaking his head. He's lying.
No.
You lying? No, I'm joking. He is really good at it.
It's a lot easier to hit people with Ana, hit your teammates with Ana, than it is to try to hit a flick with Widowmaker or Cassidy.
Yeah.
I will tell you that much.
But I wonder where he's at now in correlation to how he was in the first game, because I liked playing him before, but maybe he's been nerfed, buffed all the way back to what he has been, or maybe he's totally different now. I know he's got a little bit of a different moveset, different name. I don't know, man. It was a weird thing when he got changed up.
I mean, he's definitely going to be in a better spot heading into this patch, because now his combat roll is no longer blocked by enemy player collisions. So now you can actually roll through targets. Good.
That was good. That's a good one.
Very good. Definitely going to help with repositioning. Junkrat got nerfed a little bit on his concussion mine. Damage has been reduced by 20. So his burst combo is going to be doing less damage and potentially could not one-shot certain heroes anymore.
Nice.
As a support player, thank God. But Ana got nerfed as well. Biotic Grenade, effect duration reduced from 4 to 3.5 seconds. She has been completely gutted, no longer viable. That 0.5 seconds is just a death sentence for her. I can't play her anymore. I got to pick somebody else.
He's quitting the game, everybody.
I'm quitting the game.
He's just going to quit the game.
Ana's dead now.
He's going to only play Hi-Fi Rush from now on for the rest of his life.
Dude, that cracked me up because that post about the completionist run being only 19 hours, by an article, and then it got tagged by the developer saying whoever has completed Hi-Fi Rush in 19 hours, I want to meet this person.
I know.
Yeah, because there's no way. I am 35 hours in, and I am still not close. And the developer said it's looking at around 70 to 80.
Sheesh. Bandy, what did you do the other night when you thought you finished the game? Tell him a little bit about it, Bandy.
I took a step back because I beat the game on Rhythm Master, which, by God, it was hard. They were right. It is not an easy mode. And I finally thought, like, yes, this is going to count for all the rest of the difficulties as well. All of that, I'll just go to the wall, claim my rewards. Here's the thing. There are titles and wall art you can get for beating every stage on every difficulty. Doing it on Rhythm Master doesn't matter. You got to go back and do it even on easy, on normal, hard, and very hard. So that means at minimum you're doing each stage 5 times.
Sheesh.
That also doesn't take into effect the Spectra gates, which you can unlock after going through beating the game once. So that's probably another run, maybe 6, if you're not doing it already on one of your other previous ones. I recommend doing it on easy. And then let's see. Oh, in case you didn't beat the boss without taking damage, that's another run you gotta do. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. This is a very, like, we're trying to pad out the game kind of completionist, but it is very reminiscent of how those games were made back then. You know, like trying to squeeze out as much content as you can from a single player game that's probably not going to get any kind of update.
No.
Which I would hope they do update Hi-Fi Rush. I would love DLC
It'd be
for
cool
it.
with a little DLC, you know, maybe like a $5 DLC, throw that in there.
Maybe like a boss rush mode?
Exactly, yeah. I mean that'd be awesome, even free DLC. But for the game that it is insane to see that it is jam-packed with all these things you can do at a low cost, if not anything, because you got Game Pass.
You're getting a lot for your buck here.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's one for S ranking every stage, on every difficulty. And Rhythm Master mode on some of these stages was an absolute nightmare.
You get an S rank on any of those?
2
out of
12.
Oh,
I've got 10 more to do.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little difficult. But hey, at least you beat it on the most difficult thing.
But now I gotta do it again
on all the easy ones, and then you have to do the most difficult one again because you have to get S rank
on every single stage.
That'll be ridiculous. But hey,
dude, honestly, I'm gonna stream it.
Do it.
I'm just gonna stream my grind.
You gotta.
That's it. That'll make it more interesting. Just literally S rank grind on every difficulty.
Exactly. It'll push you to do it more too.
And I did beat the Rhythm Tower mode.
Heck yeah.
Holy hell, it was hard.
Oh, holy hell.
But very worth it. And now I found out there's an achievement for beating it without using items, which are pretty essential.
Jeez. And now, Bandy, it's time for a break.
It's time for a break. We definitely run over, but that's what happens when we combine our segments. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called. This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now, because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
The Blitz has been called.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Final segment of this first hour here on a Tipular Tuesday. I'm Captain Cool alongside the Bandi Man Bailey Lowry.
Yep.
We're having a lot of fun as of right now. We had our nice little combined segment. That's why we only have like 30 seconds until we're out of here going into the second hour, but we will remind you that this hour has been brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you've got any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online and fill out your free quote today. Remember, Fleming always shows up and they do a great job of doing it. They'll make you show up as well. And whenever it rains down or it's a little windy, you don't even have to worry about it. You'll just be laying back in your lazy boy, listening to that rain hit the roof, and you'll fall asleep perfectly without a care in the world. Well, except for work the next day. But Fleming can't do anything about that. But didn't get to jam everything into this hour. But when we come back, we will have one Mr. Max Schulman from UAH Basketball talking about how the men's team has been throughout this season and going into the later half, as well as
Deshaun Tate
Yes.
from Tate's Take Hoops at 3:30 to talk NBA basketball as well as college hoops.
Oh, yeah.
So do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, Max Schulman. So stay tuned. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now
Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Champy's Famous Fried Chicken started in Chattanooga, but the history of the fried chicken, hand-rolled Mississippi Delta tamales, and comfort food sides started decades before. Champy's Famous Fried Chicken is made from an old family recipe from down in the Delta, and everything is fresh and homemade, including all of the sides and desserts. Come visit Champy's Famous Fried Chicken. You'll find it's the best fried chicken and hand-rolled tamales you've ever had. On Madison Boulevard in the old Bison's location in the Publix Plaza with 22 taps in the full-service bar and 2 outdoor patios. See ya at Champy's.
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Gallagher. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Captain Cool and the Bandi Man.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Afternoon Blitz here on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Network. I'm the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry, joined across the glass, across the aisle by Captain Cool, John Abraham.
Yo, yo.
And this hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, the best place.
Look at the best vehicles.
For the best prices. Take it away, Captain Cool.
Oh, yeah. Go on down to Woody Anderson Ford to get a brand new 2023 Bronco, Mustang, or if you're into trucks, they have a plethora of nice ones from you, like the F-150, the Maverick, and the always reliable Ranger. Bobby White and his crew will take care of you guys, so find out more at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
That's right. Bobby White and his crew will always take care of you, even if you don't drive a Ford.
You don't gotta.
You don't have to drive a Ford. It could be any kind of car, and they will take care of you no problem in their wonderful service lane. So check them out at WoodyAndersonFord.com for more information. Now, on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline with us, always glad to have him on the show, representative of UAH Basketball, one Mr. Max Shulman. Max, how's it going this afternoon?
No, it couldn't be better. How y'all doing over here?
Great to hear. I mean, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's matchup against West Georgia. I mean, I'll be there on the scorer's table, like always. But I mean, because the last match between West Georgia, I mean, over there, I wasn't able to make the drive over to the West Georgia campus, but it looked like really back and forth just at the start, ending 58-57 back in December. I mean, what's going to be the mindset really going into this matchup against West Georgia tomorrow? After coming away with a close win in y'all's last meetup?
Mindset's definitely just come in. it's a must-win game. And we're in the time of year where we play really good normally, and everything's a must-win game. But they're a really good team. When we play them, it always turns into kind of just a slugfest, rock fight type of thing. So we're just preparing your brain to get ready for an absolute war because they're top of the league, tied top of the league 15-4. We're game back 14-5. And if we can, we win tomorrow, then we would have this season series against them, and we have a tiebreaker. So we're just getting ready for a war. Getting ready for a war.
Get ready for war over at Spraggins Hall tomorrow at 7:30. And got to talk about it a little bit because there was another announcement that came out the other day where it actually said you became UAH's all-time three-point field goal made leader in the school's history. Just what was that feeling for you when you discovered that, when that information came out and that was known to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool moment. Pretty cool moment. You mean that's what you really not what you work for, but I mean it's really just cool to get recognition and cool to get into the history books here at a school with the history of UAH. I mean, really just the history of the winning and the really good offensive and just really good players here, and have a spot in the record books is really cool. And I mean, hopefully those made threes help win a lot of games along the way. But it was just really cool. It's a cool moment. So I won't forget.
Good stuff, Max Schulman from UAH boys basketball. And I bet it's one of those feelings where it's not what you were intending on doing, but throughout the years it just kind of happened, and it surprises you, and you're like, oh, me? Oh, well, that's pretty awesome. It's just one of those moments. But it's always good to see, and we definitely believe that those 3-point shots that you've been making throughout the years have definitely been helping out with the long run. But I also kind of wanted to look back on a game because it actually is when you guys finished off February 4th, and you guys finished off with a win against Mississippi College, where prior to that, back in December 11th, you guys went up against them and lost pretty good beatdown, okay, against Mississippi, okay. I hate to say it, but I mean, what did you guys do in this most recent matchup against the team that really just turned the tides at home?
I mean, we pride ourselves on being really good in revenge spots. We don't really lose a whole lot, but when we do, we got to make sure we get it back. And especially in a game like that where we got beat really handily. They're not a great matchup for us at this moment in time. But they're a good team, play really hard, really try to pressure us and take us out of what we do best. So we just, again, I mean, talk about a war. Saturday was an absolute war. It looked really good early, and then they kind of fought back into it, came to play. So we had to just gut it out. I had to really grind it out. It wasn't pretty, but it's February. And, I mean, this time of year, February, March, you got to win a bunch of nasty ones. So if you can do that, if you can win when you don't play great, then you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and also there were some I like to say, just kind of being nice about it. I would say some very generous officiating that night as well. It was, well, at least on the confusing side. But there also seemed to be a little bit of a words exchange or scrappiness during that Mississippi College game. Is there like a bit of history between Mississippi College and UAH? Just kind of noticing it from the sideline.
I wouldn't say history. I mean, they've beat us the last 3 times down there, and we beat them every time up here. But I mean, I take it personal whenever a team beats us. It doesn't happen very often. So I feel like that's kind of the reason that we've had the success that we've had the last couple of years, is take a lot of pride in winning. Then, like at the end of the year, when you're the last one standing, it's pretty cool, especially in the league. So whenever someone beats you, you take it personal, and so it might look like that. And that's probably a good thing it does look like that, but that's the way you got to handle things, and we handled it.
Exactly, and I mean, I love that mindset. I mean, your team is sitting overall 19-6. It's actually pretty close to the team we cover, which is Buckhorn basketball, and we'll be actually covering a game tonight as well. But it's good to see dominance both in the college world that we cover as well as the high school. But I mean, you guys are 12-1 at home, and it's just one of those things where you don't lose that much at home, whether it's against Mississippi College or really anybody. But kind of just tell us, I mean, how good is that home field advantage advantage? Because, I mean, I know that student section comes out, okay? I know they have their little tailgates, but how much of an impact does that really bring to the team's energy?
No, it's great. It's great. I mean, when you think you're on the road, like when you're on the road, when you got to bring all your energy, I mean, it's difficult to do over an entire year. And, of course, we bring great energy ourselves at home. But, I mean, when you get it sort of supplemented by students, friends, family, it's really cool. It's really cool. I mean, like over the last 4 years, we've lost 4 home games. We like to think that we could play really anyone in America. Like we could play the Warriors, so we could have a chance to win at home. Probably couldn't win that one, but we like to think we can play anyone at home. We beat them, so it'd be just we take a lot of pride in making sure the people that come watch us play aren't going home sad. It happened once this year, and hopefully it will not happen again.
Yeah, and actually, can we talk about, or at least speak of what seems to be really unity among the basketball program? Because I noticed it a lot coming to the games. I mean, whenever the women's team were playing before y'all, like y'all are on the sideline supporting them as well, and then the reverse happens when y'all are playing. I mean, obviously the women's team was on the sideline doing the same thing. I mean, is that really just kind of like an accurate take from the outside? Is that there really does seem to be just a general unity among this program, and really kind of speak upon that if that's kind of correct?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. You can definitely say that. I mean, it's just something that I mean, there's just a lot of hard work that they do, that we do, and then we just sort of share some time in the gym together. We try to fight for goals sometimes. But I mean, they work hard. We work hard, and it's been nice to see them really progress. Kind of struggled to start the year, but they've been playing really good basketball lately. So it's cool to watch. It's cool to be part of a place where there's a common respect between each other.
Great stuff by Max Schulman from UAH boys basketball, and I mean, this is your last season, correct, with UAH?
Yes, sir. That's it. This is it. This is the last run.
I mean, I just kind of speak on the season as a whole. I mean, it's awesome for us to be able to talk with you about this all during your final season with this team, but kind of speak on it and really how, I mean, I get where your motivation is. You know, you want to just be that dominant team, but how are you able to just keep it going throughout the entirety of your time with UAH into this final season? I mean, you're continuing to win. This team has been dominant, and I mean, right to the very end. I mean, I just need to know a little bit about it.
Oh man, I could ramble on forever about it. But I mean, there's just been a culture ever since before I was here. I mean, we just took a lot of pride in winning games. We took a lot of pride in winning games and took a lot of pride in working really hard. So, I mean, just for example, when this year's over, you guys want to take a couple days off, week or so off, and then be back at it, lifting weights, playing pickup, work on their games. And that's the way it's been the last however long I've been here, the last couple of years. And I feel like just the overall just pride that we have as A, individuals, and B, just as a collective group. That's kind of what it takes. Pride, A, and then like just the work ethic. Like everyone works really, really hard. We work hard individually. We work hard as a group. And when you got that pride, you got that culture. Those are just a few things that come on top of my brain. So that's why every year's different. We thought we thought we had the greatest group of guys in the world this year, and we dealt with some things, dealt with some injuries, so that meant just the absolute most perfect run. But I mean, every year's different. Nothing's going to happen. There's nothing perfect in this world. There's no fairy tale endings. Not always fairy tale endings, excuse me. But you just got to just stay ready. Just work hard and stay ready for whatever. And I mean, you just got to, as long as you're prepared, then you'll be really ready for whatever hits you.
Yeah, very true. Max Schulman with us from UAH basketball. Now, kind of looking ahead, because the UAH Chargers have clinched their spot into the GSC tournament. So, I mean, kind of on the mindset of staying ready. I mean, how is the team kind of getting ready and preparing for the eventual GSC tournament coming up?
I mean, just first off, we just try to make sure we play our best basketball come February, March. That's always been our goal. We've done it ever since I've been here. We've played really good basketball in the new year, whenever it comes, and then that's the most important thing. I think last year we didn't play great to start the year. It got hot, won the tournament, and we had to win a tournament, had to go play an NCAA tournament. So that was kind of like backs against the wall, and we're not to that level of backs against the wall yet, and we're playing good. But we'd like to win the regular season. I mean, I think we got 14-5. We got
5 games.
Bro, 5 games left?
Yeah.
5 games.
We're going to need West Alabama to lose a game as if we handle our business. Again, huge one tomorrow against West Georgia, who's top of the league. But we split with West Alabama. Hopefully we can take care of West Georgia tomorrow, who's a really good team. And then we want to take each game one game at a time and win everything we got left. So if that means we went out and West Al doesn't lose, then we'll come second in the league and we'll be ready to go try and win the tournament. But when that time comes, we'll be ready. We just got to take every game. Because, I mean, we're down in February. There's a lot of people that would be just dying to be where we're at right now with our current position record. So we just got to stay ready and take one game at a time and just appreciate it and just be ready to win.
Exactly, and that's really all you can do. You don't want to have to worry about any other team. West Alabama will play their games, whether you're worrying about them or not, and you guys just need to focus on yours, and we cannot wait to see what you guys have to offer finishing off of this season. But I want to go back to a question that we always ask you at the end of our interviews, and I want to know, have your plans after college, after basketball, changed, or are they still similar to what you've talked about beforehand? Just kind of give us a little update on that.
Oh man, that means I gotta remember what I said beforehand. I would probably say I said that it was just we're gonna wait and see, and we're definitely gonna stay in basketball.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wait and see. And if that was the case, then it's still the case. We take one thing one step at a time. And we'll figure it out. But we're definitely gonna stay in the game in some form or fashion. We'll figure out what it is at some point.
Exactly.
But just one step at a time.
Great stuff from Max Schulman from UAH boys basketball and men's basketball. Sorry, I'm so used to calling the Buckhorn games that I've gotten to the point where I just say boys basketball. But either way,
I'm waiting for you to say UAH varsity boys basketball. So
I know I'm gonna get to it one of these days. I'm gonna fix it though. But it's just great stuff, very inspiring, and we're just looking forward to all you guys have to offer. Moving on to the end of the season and then pushing forward. And of course, with you and your career, whatever it is moving forward, we wish you the best of luck, and we will be in touch with you as well. So we just hope you guys finish out the season strong and know that 97.7 and also the Blitz Sports Radio have got your guys' back. So just remember that when you're hitting those threes.
Absolutely. It's always fun coming on here.
Good stuff. Hey, it's always fun having you. I gotta admit, it's always fun. But thank you very much, Max. We'll let you get back to what you got to do. We know you're busy with school, with college, with basketball, and all that stuff. So you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Hey, man. Y'all have a great day, too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Yeah. Max Schulman, I mean, this team is consistently just dominant throughout the year. I mean, 19-6 overall, okay? Scuba Steve sees it all. All right, he knows that this team's great. All right, 12-1 at home. They've only lost 4 in the 4 years that he has been there. And that is insane to think about, that it's just this team, when it comes down to being at home, they are so dominant. Away, a little less, but still, they got a winning record. They're 6-4 this year. They do not lose those second games to teams that they've lost to before. They are good on the revenge tour, and they consistently just make it to the end of the season in the top 3. And I got to say, a lot of it's thanks to that young man. The three-point shots, being the top leader in points with the three-point shots, that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, literally going to any UAH game is just an entertaining experience.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you can go, and now the general admission is free.
Woo!
Yeah, it's been free all season.
For everybody?
Yeah, so if you hadn't known, now you do.
Whoa! What are you guys doing?
You don't need a ticket. You can sit upstairs for free.
That's awesome.
Do it.
That's really cool. That just adds another layer to why Huntsville is so awesome with the sports world. Okay, we got college basketball.
We've got hockey.
We got baseball. Professional.
Hopefully we're going to have football soon.
Maybe arena football. Arena football, all right? Hopefully.
Do we need it back?
I want it back.
Is Huntsville ready to have arena football back?
I think that we've waited long enough, okay? We haven't had the Alabama
Now, see,
Hammers.
how do you know? You've been in Tennessee the whole time.
I still am always watching those games. Bandi, I've been to more arena football games here than I think you have.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I've been in maybe like 2.
Dude, they were wonderful. The energy was amazing. And now that the AFL, after I talked about the arena football game coming back, or I talked about that game back in 2006, and now that they brought up, hey, the AFL is back, guys. This means we're going to get a lot of teams. Is Huntsville going to be one of those cities that's going to get a team? I would love to see that, because Huntsville it was going to be booming.
Are you ready to have the Vipers back?
Dude, I'm ready to have the Raptors back.
Oh, my. I remember, I think I only went to 2 arena football games, and they were both when we had different teams.
Was it the Hammers?
I think one of them was the Hammers, and the other one was the Vipers.
Oh, golly. I loved both. Okay, so the Vipers were awesome.
I definitely remember the Vipers.
So they were the Tennessee Valley Vipers. Then I think they turned into the Alabama Vipers at one point. And then it kind of disappeared, and then it was Alabama Hammers. And that team, I don't know what it was about the green and the yellow, but those colors went perfect.
They're like
they did look like the Packers.
The Huntsville Packers, yeah.
And then way before that, in the early 2000s, when Tom was first calling the games, they were the Raptors. And I remember having a jersey from that team way back when.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have no idea where it is at. Probably gone alongside my pit stop racers. But I want arena football back here because, first off, you got free basketball. You got very cheap professional baseball, even though it's minor league. It's still awesome. Trash Pandas, spectacular, spectacular time. We have semi-professional soccer. Is it professional?
It's going to be like semi-professional,
it's
like
semi-pro.
It's like a league below or 2 leagues below.
I think it's MLS next, so it's right below MLS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, there's still the rumor that Inter Miami is still in the running for getting Lionel Messi in free agency.
Exactly.
So him coming to America is still a possibility.
Still a possibility. So that means
means Messi in Huntsville?
What?
Probably not.
Probably not. Maybe in Tennessee. Maybe for the Nashville Soccer Club or whatever.
Or Atlanta.
There's plenty of options. If Messi comes to the MLS, that would be bonkers. And then
I'm ready.
You could watch some of these MLS Next pros, semi-pros, playing over right across the street at that new stadium that they're rebuilding, refurnishing, okay? And those kids might end up playing with Messi as well, okay? So there's a lot of stuff coming to Huntsville in the sporting world, as well as there's been a lot of stuff here, like Huntsville UAH Chargers basketball.
Yeah.
There's so much coming in. Huntsville's amazing, and I'm glad I'm here right now.
Yeah. But everything else UAH, too. I mean, baseball and softball are now getting started up.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
they just had their first game last week.
Oh, yeah.
And then I believe lacrosse has started up as well.
What's that? That sport doesn't exist.
Hey, come on. I had to work those games at my time at UAH. They were actually pretty fun.
Is UAH's hockey team back? Is that back yet?
I don't think so. I don't think it is. I still have a hockey shirt though.
I want them to bring it back. I'll say the Huntsville Havoc games are very fun, and I want to see some. I've never got to see UAH hockey.
Yeah,
And
I never got to either.
Heard it was a spectacle.
I've got a shirt, but I never got to see it.
You got a shirt?
Yeah, that's a little T-shirt.
Didn't you walk in with that one time?
I think so, like way back.
Oh, either way.
But then,
sorry, I'm currently looking at something. What Bandy? What? But then what?
I don't know. I feel a presence.
There is a presence right behind you. It's a stand user. It's Tom Abraham. By the way, there you guys go. I told you probably get to see Tom Abraham later on in the show. So
I know, like Tuesday's a magical day.
It's an honor. Yeah, you get to see the whole trio as well as maybe Scott Tyson as well as Drew D. Armand. Yeah. Okay, so
whenever they're in here,
there's a possibility for anything. But
which, by the way, I'm looking on Twitter again. Mavericks at Jazz last night. Why is Donovan Mitchell still the representative? Every time.
You gotta be kidding me.
And his 45 for the Jazz. He's not with us anymore.
Get on your stuff, dude.
Yeah, come on, Twitter.
Hey, why don't you?
I thought Elon Musk would fix this.
Is it Twitter or is it the Jazz?
It's Twitter. It's like the What's Happening tab. You know?
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yeah, no, I've got it on my computer over here.
I'll come over there.
Yeah, you can just walk over.
I need to see that
before we talk with Deshaun Tate in the next segment with Tate's Take Hoops.
I'm very excited for
NBA.
That. I know you're very excited for
Yeah, because we got to talk about trade deadline.
There's a lot to talk about, Bandy. I'll leave a lot of the conversation to you, but I also want to kind of slip in there for a little bit of college b-ball talk because there is still a lot of going on. Okay, Kansas beating Texas. That's a big stuff. We still got plenty more Big 12 matchups to go this season, and I can't wait, guys, because that conference is spectacular. I know we said it before, but I'll say it again. It's it's the Big 12, and then there's the SEC below it. But still, it's just amazing dominance by both those conferences, and we got a lot of questions to ask, and that's all coming up in the second to last segment here on the Afternoon Blitz. So, don't go anywhere. Bandy, we're hitting the break.
All right.
Everybody else, all of our listeners, stay right there because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well to try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Rambo Marine in Hazel Green is your one-stop shop for all things boating. Whether you are ready to surf with the newest Malibu wake boat or cruise in a Cobalt or Barletta pontoon, we have a boat ready for you and your family. Rambo Marine provides exceptional service second to none, so that you are ready to hit the water in no time. Stop by Rambo Marine today. We know boats. The Blitz has been called.
Boom, boom, hooked on the feeling. Down, down, down. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to a Tipular Tuesday here in No Man's Land. Welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry. Yo. I did it for him because he doesn't have his headset on right now. But make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at theblitzsportsradio, and on Twitter at theblitz_sports. And yeah, you can't call in right now. I'll say that. You can't call in right now. Okay?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. We got 5 minutes just for you guys later on in the show. But we do have a spectacular guest on with us that we will get to here in a second.
Well, I mean,
is he not on with us?
Just a little bit. I mean, needs a little more time.
Hey, he's a busy man.
It's not quite time yet.
He's a busy man, okay? So we're not just gonna jump into it, all right? He's got a kid. He's got a lot of other things to get to, so.
And you got about 4 minutes if you want to call in.
You got 4 minutes until DeShante hops on with us.
3 now.
3 minutes now, so I can actually slide in this whole story because I think this is awesome, okay? A24. I didn't get to throw this into my cool segment. I could save it for tomorrow, but I'm not going to, okay?
All right.
A24 is hiring a 17-year-old YouTuber, okay, who made the very popular back room videos with his CGI skills. Now, this isn't the original back room stuff, okay? I know a lot of people think that, oh, this kid was the first one to do all this stuff. His name's Kane Parsons, okay? And he does an amazing job making these super high-quality back room videos. And if you don't know what the back rooms are, it's linear spaces that look familiar to you, but there's somewhere you've never been before.
Right.
And there's and then there's a lot more lore to it now. There's like 100 levels. There's a bunch of different monsters on each level and stuff like that, which is kind of scary, kind of cool, I guess. But it really is just, it's all about the vibes. I don't care about any of the monsters. I just want to see the vibes.
I mean, I haven't heard any of the monster stuff. I just seen like the little pictures, but
The squiggly man.
Yeah, like the squiggly man, or
Yeah.
I mean, just like what they actually look like. And
Yeah.
Eerily enough, kind of looks like the hallways of my apartment complex.
It really, no, Bandi, it does. Bandi, it very much does. When I see your apartment complex's hallways, I'm thinking backroom vibes. And that's one thing with backroom vibes. Once you see a backroom vibe, dude, and then you see one in real life, a lot of colleges have backroom vibes, okay? Especially the dorms that have the one center room that's very big and then the doors around it that go into other people's rooms. That right there, I got a picture. I take pictures whenever I think I'm in a back room right there, okay? Back room vibe. Bandi's hallways, back room vibe. Chad, he's a back room vibe.
Chad's a back room vibe?
Just one big back room vibe, all right? You think you know him, and then he throws some crazy thing at you, and you're like, what? I didn't know that about you.
I know it.
Now you know. But either way, it's pretty awesome. I mean, they're hiring on this 17-year-old to really be the helm of this feature-length version of the mysterious short, The Backroom Vibes.
This is not going to be good.
Do you think it's not going to be good?
I don't think so.
Really?
If you're putting a 17-year-old at the helm of anything,
Bandi, have you watched any of these videos? I know I've played one. I played one for you when I first came to your apartment because I instantly thought.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy, but I mean,
It's kind of creepy. But now you got this kid, a lot of money and budget, and then other producers for A24, one of the greatest newer studios to make films. Newer. I say newer, but they're still like, it's after 2010. Okay, that's pretty new. All right.
What have they made? They made Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, they made that movie. They're making Beau is Scared.
That is true.
With Phoenix, whatever his last name is.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. I said his last name. They've made Hereditary, which is my favorite horror film ever.
Really?
And they've also made The Green Knight and plenty of other different movies. Bandi, are we getting him on right now? Very good. All right, let's hop into the conversations because we got some NBA talk to get into with Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops. Deshaun, how are you doing today? No? He's not? Okay, he's calling him. All right, I'm just going to keep going then. We had him on. We didn't have him on. Bandi was I didn't hear you, Bandi. Ain't nothing wrong here. It's just how it is. Once you're in that windowed room right there, I'm just going to paint you guys a picture. Once you're in that windowed room right in front of me, all right, you can't hear much of anything if he does not talk through that mic. He could be yelling. And if I had that door closed right there, I wouldn't be able to hear a word he said. Because this is soundproof radio right here. Or live streaming, if you want to say that. Now I'm just talking to the camera. I'm looking at you guys. Who's still listening? Are you? I'm breaking the fourth wall now. Bandi, I think he's got him on now. Now he's smiling. He can hear me through this headset. I know that. Okay. I broke the fourth wall a little bit, Bandi, but now it's time to bring it down to earth, okay? Bring it down to no man's land because on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, finally, one Mr. Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops. Deshaun, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm outstanding. Listen, I took a little small 1 day, 1.5 day trip out here to Tampa, Florida. Not a cloud in the sky. Thinking about going over to Clearwater for a little bit.
Heck yeah.
I can use a little bit of a tan, but I tell you what, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I do apologize sincerely and genuinely for the delay, but I'm ready to talk some hoops.
Oh, don't worry about it at all.
No worries at all.
Yeah, I mean, we know you got a lot going on right now, so it's like at the same time, you know, we want to let you just chill out. If you ever are just hanging out in Tampa, just be like, I'm trying to chill out and get a tan. You guys don't even worry about it.
Yeah, just trying to chill. Yeah, just trying to chill out a little bit.
Exactly.
Like not a cloud in the sky, 1 day trip, 1.5 day trip. Let it all loose for a quick second. Listen, we're almost done with this football stuff. We're done with the college football and all that other kind of stuff. We're getting through Super Bowl weekend, media days, and all that other garbage. It's about time that we start getting into the meat and potatoes, the nuts and bolts of what this thing is all about. 94 feet long, 50 feet wide, okay? The game that originated December 1st of 1891 by Dr. James Naismith, okay, Springfield, Massachusetts. That could only mean one thing, and that's basketball. That's March Madness. And as soon as we're done with that, we're to the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. And that also means NBA trade deadline on Thursday. And, my God, some of these rumors going around have been crazy. I mean, as a Jazz fan, just hearing the rumor that we're probably going to be trading for Westbrook on top of what even is going on with Kyrie. I mean, just kind of sum up what's been going on with this NBA trade deadline and what results we might see here.
It's crazy. I think in the last 48 hours we can see something, fairly dynamic, depending on if you call some of these, players dynamic or not. Of course, in our own right, but they definitely are. But some of those guys just out there on the chopping block and so forth. You got a lot of moving parts. You got a lot of moving pieces. I know in Atlanta, where I'm primarily based out of, John Collins is one of the biggest names, and I've been talking about him for probably about the last 2 or 3 years in terms of a trade. And obviously, you got Bogey Bogdanovich in that conversation as well. The other Bogdanovich in Detroit, and you got Fred VanVleet is out there, and at one point in time, we were talking about Zach LaVine. We just saw Kyrie Irving, who, kind of lit the fireworks off with the trades and all that kind of stuff. So I do think that we're going to see something fairly dynamic happen in the next 48 hours. So definitely keep your eyes and your ears open for all those things.
And so it's kind of, where does this leave the Brooklyn Nets in the future? Because, I mean, now that Kyrie's gone, and now Kevin Durant's back on his own, and it looks like they're looking in a franchise direction. But Kevin Durant in the past had put in a trade request, but he later pulled it out. I mean, do you see the Nets potentially even, entertaining an offer for Durant, or maybe trying to go somewhere else?
Probably not. I know that a lot of people have their own personal feelings about KD when he requested the trade. Earlier in the season and so forth, and definitely him appearing to be the last piece of that. At first it was like, okay, you got the Harden, you got the big three, you got the Kyrie and KD, and then first Harden goes, and now Kyrie, and showing some of that loyalty that you don't see in today's game. But it's not just about loyalty all the time. A lot of times, that this is a business. I do believe that they have a very significant piece in Cam Thomas, obviously, who the last couple of games have pretty much lit it up. If you can tell by looking at him at LSU coming out of college, then shame on you. But in terms of Kevin Durant, I think they're going to do everything that they possibly can to try and keep him, build around him. He brings Spencer Dinwiddie back in all over again to try and be that guy to, kind of be that complementary piece to a Kevin Durant. I don't think that Kevin Durant will be dealt before the trade deadline. Of course, we've seen crazier things happen before, but I like to think as they are currently constructed right now in the 5th spot in terms of seeding, I think that they'll be okay and try and figure out, exactly what it is that they need to do all the way up through the remainder of the season before they have to figure out if Katie is kind of fed up with things or not.
Good stuff by Deshaun Tate with Tate's Take Hoops. And I want to ask a question about this, still on the trade deadline subject, but which teams do you see really benefiting the most out of this whole trade deadline? Because, I mean, there are a lot of teams we see. You spoke about Detroit and, other teams that aren't really looking at a good season later down the road. But, I mean, maybe with picking up somebody in this trade deadline, they could probably turn around their season. Maybe it's a little early for them. They could possibly still have a chance later down the road. But who do you see is going to be benefiting the most out of this?
I don't know. I think that's a tight one. I think obviously Phoenix is one of those teams. Just with the things that are going on right now with Jay Crowder and what you could potentially and possibly get from him, as he hasn't played all season. But everybody needs and can use a player like him. You start thinking about Crowder and Marcus Smart and PJ Tucker and Draymond Green. Those guys that play with that edge, that dog, that grit. I think that's something that everybody needs and that everybody can use. Another team is Toronto. And they've got a couple pieces there that, they may be considering, again, Fred VanVleet being one of those players that, a lot of people are kind of tend to be looking at and so forth. And I really believe that, if not nothing else, that somebody will be dealt at some point in time for Toronto, because it is not just he. It is also the third leading scorer on this team being Gary Trent Jr., who everywhere he's gone, he's looked like a very valuable piece to whichever roster that you place him with. On both sides of the ball, has really improved his game, and just looks like to be one of the most confident players that I've seen over the course of the last year, maybe two, in the NBA. So I think that those are just a couple teams that we want to have our eyes on over the course of the next 2 days.
Yeah, Deshaun Tate with us from Tate's Take Hoops, does a fantastic job covering everything basketball. And this is one of the big trade deadline stories going on, is that potentially the Jazz are the front runners to trade for Russell Westbrook with the Lakers, sending over Mike Conley, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and I believe potentially a pick for Westbrook and a first round. I mean, could you see, as a fan myself, I just want to know, could you see this trade benefiting both teams? Because I'm trying to think, would I rather have Mike Conley's leadership on this squad or Russell Westbrook kind of assist-heavy mindset and versatility?
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where it just kind of depends on exactly which Westbrook you're going to get in a lot of cases. And I don't agree with the fact that, so many people have blamed him so often for some of the things that we've seen transpire in L.A. I think it's been very unfair. You start putting him, who is a very, competitive piece, along with some of those other guys. You start talking about Colin Sexton, who's a very competitive player. In this league, we're talking about, not just in the Western Conference. We're talking about guys like Jordan Clarkson, who's a very competitive player. And I don't know where things are stacking up and who's getting rid of who for whom and all these other different things. I kind of tend to leave that for some of these other guys who kind of focus on that a little bit more often. But, Mike Conley, while he was at one point in time the highest paid player, I think, in the NBA, stealing more money than Floyd Mayweather, while he is a very good piece to any team, I think that bringing in somebody like a Westbrook, you don't know until you try it out. That's the confusing thing, or maybe the most difficult thing for NBA front offices and GMs right now, is when you do have a team that most people anticipated would be all in for the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. They turn around, okay, they're making some things happen. I do, anticipate that they're going to be one of those teams that have been the most surprising and shocking to so many. Yes, they are in the 10th spot right now in the West, but yet still they have overachieved already by a large margin by most people's standards. Bringing somebody in like a Westbrook who can only, I feel like, help you out, I think could be a really good thing for them, but it still remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, especially because it also feels like Malik Beasley and Jerry Vanderbilt haven't really been performing that well off the bench.
Sure.
But, I mean, at the same time, it's like you said, you just don't know what kind of Westbrook you're going to get. But, again, you can only see for yourself once it actually happens. But moving on into college ball, into the world of the Big 12 and to the SEC. I mean, Purdue ended up losing, but it's still holding up the number one spot. And then what kind of got me a little bit as an Alabama fan is that Auburn barely lost to a I believe 3 at the time Tennessee team, and is now out of a top 25. But how do you feel about this college basketball slate going forward, and really just how well the Big 12 is as a whole, just that conference?
I think the Big 12 is good. I think that they're really good. I mean, you got Mike Miles over there at TCU that's currently hurt, that a lot of people have been figuring is going to be, their biggest piece there, and really can decipher or really be a big piece to decide whether or not how much of a contender that TCU is going to be. And I mean, look, they're on the road on tonight to a team that could easily be in the top 10 of the rankings right now, in the Little Apple against Kansas State. I don't think it's a question that this is the best conference in the country. And they got some teams that I, per se, typically am not a believer in. You have Texas, who probably has the best recruiting and the most money amongst all these other things, that, just tend to do fairly well for themselves during the regular season, with last night being an exception. But when it comes to the postseason, they don't typically play as well. Yeah. Iowa State is in that same conversation. You do obviously have Baylor and Kansas State right there. Baylor has some recent success as well. I think top to bottom, Big 12 is the best, but it's not just the Big 12 that I typically have concerns about. I mean, you can have your own concerns about the SEC, where Kentucky hasn't looked primarily particularly like the team that we thought that we would see from them. I mean, Texas A&M, for crying out loud, is third in the SEC. Florida's kind of slowly starting to get it together. Arkansas hasn't looked nearly. They're one of the most disappointing teams in the country for me this year. And Tennessee, led by Rick Barnes, we were just talking about Texas being a team or a program that has not exceeded expectations, let alone has not met the expectations that we have for them. They got the same head coach over there in Tennessee. So while they look as good as they do, they're just really hard to buy into. I'm just afraid that the SEC is just one that I don't really look forward to making a lot of deep runs when the next, how many more days until March goes around? Because I know it's a short month.
Man, it is not. Wow, it is actually a lot
It's
closer
getting
away
close.
than I thought it was.
It's getting
this
close.
year's flying by.
But I mean,
it's almost March, fellas. It's time to listen. This is the thing that I love most about March Madness. I know you're going to go on to the next question or whatever will happen.
It's
This
totally
is the thing I love the most. The March Madness brings people together like no other.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what shade of skin you are. I don't care this, that, and other. Your colleagues that you hardly ever talk to, you pass right by them, hey, good morning. That's the most you talk to them all day. Everybody's sharing brackets. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody, the upset, the buzzer beater, all of these different things. The number one seed's going down. Guys been on the ropes. Games start at 12 noon. Don't go off until after midnight, especially for that first week. It is the best thing happening in the month of March and just in sports in general. I know people love October with the MLB and, Super Bowl is right around the corner. Super Bowl is great, but I don't think that overall that football playoffs match up to March Madness. Yeah. These are guys that are never going to step forward or step forth on an NBA floor in their lives ever again. Some guys are going to go into accounting. Some guys are going to leave college and go into bagging groceries at the local market.
It's crazy.
Okay, but at the end of the day, everybody's cheering and rooting on their team. It needs to be a national holiday already. Let the madness begin.
Oh, let it begin. I mean, I'm ready to just plop up in front of my couch with as much food as I can eat, as much as I can drink, and just watch basketball all day if I can.
Yeah. It'll be nice. I mean, it's one of those things that even me, as not as big as a basketball fan as I used to be back in the past,
Sure.
I remember high school, I remember getting into college basketball in a different way because March Madness hit, and it was just a totally different vibe for me. I remember pulling it up in class, like the games, and while the teacher was showing us stuff, and I was just like, I don't care about it.
School. Playing hooky is what they call it. I might be showing my age a little bit. Playing hooky a little bit. Let me tell you something about March Madness. I'm going to leave you with this last piece. Let me tell you something about March Madness.
All right.
Is that this is the one time where you fill out that bracket and you're feeling really good about your picks and everything else, and then all of a sudden, that one team that you had, whether you had them win the whole thing, whether you had them going very far, they end up losing to whichever double-digit seed of your choice. Insert double-digit seed here, and they lose. So what do? You crumble up your bracket like it's old homework. You toss it in the wastebasket. But as the games continue going through the rest of the day, you think that you really have a shot at maybe winning this gazillion dollars or just whatever office pool that you're in. So you pull it out of the wastebasket, you uncrumble it, you're sitting there on pins and needles, all kind of anxiety, sweat, bullet of sweat, okay? And then but what you don't know is that team that lost, that wasn't even the team. That wasn't even the kicker. It's this next one coming up that you had no idea. You didn't see it coming. Nobody in the world could have possibly had picked this game. And now you can officially light it on fire. Go get you some ice or something cold to drink, pour it up, and kick your heels up and enjoy the tournament for what it is, just like everybody else. That is the beauty, the uncertainty of March Madness. That is the beauty of March Madness. And I think that everybody just needs to kind of embrace it. Because as much as we hate it or dislike it or the money we lose or whatever, the fandom, the tradition, the historic, and just seeing a lot of these kids do what they're doing, and just there's guys crying on the bench, tears of joy, tears of sadness, and everything else. You learn how to enjoy it the same way that they do, and it's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, I mean,
did I promote it well? Did I promote it well?
Well said.
100%.
I was gonna say well said. It was just that was amazing.
There's nothing quite like that feeling of getting an upset right, where it's like, yes, I'm now ahead of all the people in my group now. Like nobody else had this game, and then another upset happens on the other side of the bracket, and it just snowballs. And there's nothing you could have done about it.
Believe it or not, this by far is not a arrogant thing, but it is. Trust me, I've lost enough sleep over the years diving into this stuff. The guy that you have on the air right now is the guy that called the 16 seed. I've got the proof. If you need it, I'll show you. I've got the 16 seed for the first time ever over the 1 seed in 2018 UMBC over the University of Virginia.
Yes, sir.
This is the beauty of March Madness. Nobody knows who these teams are. Nobody knows their mascots. Nobody knows where they're located. Nobody knows a single player. They're just itching and waiting for an opportunity to play on the biggest stage with the big boys like everybody else so that they can shock the world. It's the best thing in the world. Being an underdog is the best thing in the world.
Great stuff by Deshaun Tate. Deshaun, that is all the time we have. We'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. We know you're probably having a lot of fun, so just leave it at that. But amazing talk with you this week, and we can't wait to talk with you a little later on. But we'll let you have your fun, okay? Are you still in Tampa right now?
I'm still in Tampa.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll probably head back tomorrow.
Yeah. That sounds good. All right, we won't bother you anymore. You have a great time with that. But hey, let the people know where they can find you on the socials and online.
At Take Hoops, TATESTAKEHOOPS. We call it where basketball lives, as usual, per usual. Tell your mama, tell your grandmama, tell your baby mama where they can find it.
Oh, yeah.
Only at Take Hoops where basketball lives.
Love it. Tate, you have a wonderful rest of your day. We cannot wait to talk with you.
You as well. Thank you.
Always just a spectacular talk with him. Good stuff, Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops. Tell your baby mama. I love that part. That's hilarious. All right, let's hop into a break, guys, because when we come back, we're going to have a very, very short final segment. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
fill up with Eagle Insulation, will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
The new Cheeseburger Bobby's on Carl T. Jones Drive in South Huntsville is focused on serving great food prepared with the absolute freshest ingredients, featuring classic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with lots of specialty options, chicken and hot dogs, even turkey burgers and veggie burgers, along with fresh cut fries, onion rings, or coleslaw. Always fresh, never frozen, except for the frozen custard. See all the delicious options at Cheeseburger Bobby's for yourself. Check out the menu and more at cheeseburgerbobbies.com. The new Cheeseburger Bobby's on Carl T. Jones Drive in South Huntsville is focused on serving great food prepared with the absolute freshest ingredients, featuring classic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with lots of specialty options, chicken and hot dogs, even turkey burgers and veggie burgers, along with fresh cut fries, onion rings, or coleslaw. Always fresh, never frozen, except for the frozen custard. This week, our zone deal is $50 worth of Cheeseburger Bobby's for half price, just $25. Get yours Friday at 97.7 ESPN.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Welcome back, everybody. Final segment here on the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi Man, Bailey Lowry.
Yep.
And we just got off of a great conversation with one Mr. Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops. But now it's time to close out the show on this Tipular Tuesday. It was a good one, I will say. We have to talk about a lot. We got to talk to a lot of people. It was a good show.
Yeah.
I feel...
Tell one Max Schulman from UAH basketball
Exactly.
earlier in the hour, and then off with Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Hoops.
Oh, yeah.
Just a good basketball field hour.
Yeah, and hey, it's not going to end until, Buckhorn's done with their game. And coming up here at 6, it's going to be on our sister station on the main feed.
On the main feed.
On the main feed.
And it's at 6 o'clock, so after this show is over, we got to get moving to Newmarket.
We got to be flying, dude. I got a Rice Krispie treat I'm going to be able to eat for dinner, but, we're going to get in there, and we're going to call this game, and we're going to have a nice night because you know that Buckhorn basketball is going to bring the heat against the May Jemison Jaguars tonight. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it, Bandi. We're running out of games. We're running low on games, and you know what? Coach Patrick Harding is doing a great job showing us entertainment whenever we come by. So make sure you guys tune into that, as well as, why not, tune into The Drive as well with Steve Moulton and Wes Neighbors. It'll be out at Furniture Factory right after this show.
Yep.
Right
after this show, 5 to 7, 5 to 6,
so
I
yeah,
believe.
Yeah, it's 5 to 6 because hey, they're gonna let us have the last hour of their show. 55, sorry, because we're gonna hop
55.
in. 5:55 is when we're gonna start our broadcast of the Buckhorn basketball game. So again, 97.7 ESPN The Zone is the place to go next if you want to keep listening to sports radio. You'll be greeted with The Drive with Steve Moulton and Wes Neighbors, and then after that, some Buckhorn basketball with the Bandi Man
versus May Jemison with Captain Cool.
Oh yeah, I'm the color. I got my hat, Bandi. I'm ready for it.
I got my hat in my car. Let's do it.
Heck yeah, let's get it, Bandi. How many seconds do I got left?
We got 10 seconds.
All right, for me, for the Bandi Man, for the Scuba Steve, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
Do you have this